Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, the State of Our World on um, Monday, March 22nd, 2021. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? All three. Coronavirus is still with us, not going anywhere. We have right now about 29,991,072 U.S. cases, and we have over 540 fatalities from this virus, and we have still have people in the hospital being treated for this virus. There is no cure. We do have a few vaccines out there that people are taking. Um, some require 2 shots. There is one Johnson Johnson that only requires 1 shot, and we have treatments that have been working, but we definitely don't have an official treatment for this virus. So once you get it, uh, the vaccine won't help you. And people are not practicing social distancing or wearing masks or only socializing with those in their households or only going out when they have to. They don't seem to care. We have about 330 million people in this country, and many just do not seem to care. And part of that is due to Trumpy, who was the former president, who said this was virus, this pandemic, is a hoax. It's not real. It's the flu. However, 540,000 plus fatalities is not fake news. It's not a hoax. He did have it, but he recovered and he got the best treatment because he was the president. Now he's no longer the president. And we do have people unwilling to get the vaccine for various reasons, and we don't have enough vaccine to go around. Um, and the U.S. has bought up a lot of the vaccine that's available and will be available soon. But there are countries that are not able to do that. They don't have the money. And so it's kind of like if you have the money, you could put in an order, but if you don't, you can't. There is an organization that is buying vaccines for countries that can't afford to buy them, and that seems to be working. Just there's not enough vaccine to go around, and we've had the virus come back to some countries that were in the clear, and now it's come back to them because people don't obey the protocols, and there are various strains of this virus out there, and the vaccines are not being able to keep up with all of them. And then we have a country like Brazil, with that guy Bolsonaro said that, oh, it's not real, it's a hoax. He had it and he recovered. We don't know if he actually recovered. And election is coming up. Hopefully he'll be voted out. Hopefully he'll get the virus and end up on a ventilator. Now, and then we have the country of Israel, which has been claimed that they have praised for having had lower infection rates, high vaccination rates, but they're not giving the vaccine to Palestinians. If you live in the West Bank, Gaza, or East Jerusalem, they're not making it available to you. Only to Hebrews and Arabs who are not Palestinians. But what they don't realize is that the virus spreads through the air, and they're endangering themselves by not making it available. I don't know, we give them tons of money, and they're not using it to help the Palestinians, who are their constituents, whether they like it or not. Now, also, we have a problem with the anti-Asian hate. Now, Asian people came here when the railroad was being built. I believe that was in the 1800s. Chinese people came here. And then, they said, come on over and work. Then when the railroad was finished, the Intercontinental Railroad, they said, well, okay, you can go home now. But they had been living here for a while, and they wanted to stay. So there's a lot of anti Asian hate against them for staying. They didn't think the traditional white American didn't think they should be here. They came to do their job with the railroad, and we want to get rid of them. So, but they'd stayed. We have a large Asian community in the United States. And now, also, the so from colonialism to anti-China political rhetoric, like, oh, we have a trade imbalance with China, we have to fix that. We have a trade imbalance because American companies don't want to pay their workers. They don't want to pay for people to manufacture products here, so they send the work off to China or other poor countries, and then they bring it back here to sell. So what's that all about? So and then there are Japanese and Korean auto manufacturers who some people believe have taken away their jobs as from an American automaker. And so there's a lot of this hate around that, and people have been killed because of that. People buy things, and if we're not going to manufacture products here, we're going to fire workers to have the work done in a country where it's cheaper, then the manufacturers are building up to anti-Asian hate. And so that's really a problem. And our foreign policy that we have creates refugees because we create poor countries and poor people by our policies. Like, for instance, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras are countries in Latin America that have a lot of violence, and people come here to escape that. And that's because of our foreign policy with those countries and with Latin America. So, and then the wars in Asia, the Vietnam War, which started out after World War II, after the Korean War, and it involved Vietnam, South Vietnam, North Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, and another country, Laos. So anyway, we were fighting the Chinese communists, but these countries might have gone the way of communism, Chinese communism, because capitalism wasn't helping them any. And during World War II, Japan basically colonized Asia and treated the people terribly. And then after World War II, other powers emerged, like South Korea, North Korea, and China has emerged with a huge population of cheap labor that we send jobs to those Chinese factories because those people work for less. So there's anti-China hate because jobs are going there instead of for products to be made there instead of here. So people come over from Asia, people come over from Latin America, and basically what it comes down to is that Asian people are here because American foreign policy is there. And we are using these countries in our foreign policy, and not only for making goods cheaply, but to have like a sphere of influence in Asia, to control Asia, maybe as a future colony or partner or something. So anyway, that's so simply, an Asian person can say to you, we are here because you are there. U.S. foreign policy creates refugees all over the world. And there's U.S. colonialism all over the world. And we definitely are creating anti China hate through our foreign policy and our colonialism. And the people in Asia who were recently been targeted, always been targeted, and also because of the way Asian people are portrayed in movies and on TV, are portrayed unfavorably. So we have foreign policy that creates refugees, and the term refugee is means seeking refuge from somewhere. And critics of Asia and what in Asia Power don't like to use the term immigrant. They prefer to use the term refugee. So we have refugees from all over the world in the United States. My family came here from Hungary, and they were refugees, and they were immigrants as well, and they did okay. So there's a lot of anti-Asian hate because of our foreign policy in the past and currently. Now, the 8 people who were killed in massage parlors in Atlanta over the weekend were killed by a man, a white man in Atlanta. And then I think in terms of what does a massage parlor do? What is its purpose? Does it have any moral reason for being there? Are those massage parlor owners um, basically um, hurting the women who they hire to work there? I don't know. But why do they exist? And why are Asian people who own these facilities hiring Asian workers and pay them very little? So that's something that's interesting to explore. Now, with regard to gun violence, because this man in Atlanta went into these massage parlors and shot these people. He shot and killed. He killed 8 people. 7 were women. 6 were Chinese, I believe. Now today, on Tuesday, Monday rather, the 22nd, we have had a terrible shooting incident in Boulder, Colorado. Someone went into a grocery store and shot and killed 10 people. Now, Colorado is no stranger to gun violence. We had Columbine High School, where 2 students shot up the school, killed a lot of people. We have Aurora, Colorado, where someone went to a movie theater and killed a lot of people. And now we have Boulder. So, and then what we keep hearing a lot of from people is, oh, we offer our thoughts and prayers to all the victims and their families. Well, thoughts and prayers don't do you any good when you're no longer alive. And we really need to have common sense gun control laws. No one should have an assault weapon. No one should have weapons of war. And no one should have any kind of a weapon, I believe, ever. But they keep talking about the Second Amendment, which is really part of the Constitution, because the British, when we were colonies, they wouldn't let American colonists have any kind of police force. So they put the Second Amendment into the Constitution, and it's really meant to have police forces in the colonies. But there was a case in the Supreme Court where Justice Scalia was the deciding vote. He said that the Second Amendment means that anyone can have a weapon, not just militias. And so now we have this big fight all the time about who shouldn't have a gun. Well, the people who voted for this have unleashed a terrible, terrible tragedy by allowing anybody, to have a gun. Oh, you have to have a background check. Oh, you have to wait for the results to come back. Well, what if she stole the gun? I mean, there's all kinds. The thing is, they're out there, and people manufacture guns, and that's how they make their living. And they send them out to areas to do harm. What do you think Latin America gets the weapons they use in their drug wars and all the things they do to their people? From us. So we have to change things. We need common sense gun reform, and maybe we can get that now. When we had the Sandy Hook Elementary School tragedy with 27 educators and little children shot by a deranged man who shouldn't have had a gun, couldn't get anything done in terms of gun control laws. But maybe now we can with 2 shootings in 1 week. But time will tell. We'll have to see what happens. In the meantime, that's enough talking. How about a little song this evening? The song I'd like to sing today is called "If I Had a Hammer." It's an old folk song. I believe that Mary Travers of uh, the folk group Peter, Paul, and Mary wrote it. Here goes. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer at a danger, I'd hammer at a warning, I'd hammer at a love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell to ring, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring it at a danger, I'd ring it at a warning, I'd ring it at a love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a song to sing, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing it at a danger, I'd sing it at a warning, I'd sing it at a love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Now I have a hammer, and I have a bell, and I have a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's the song about the love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Okay, that's If I Had a Hammer. Hope you liked it. Thank you for tuning in this evening of March 22nd, 2021. Hopefully you'll be back with us again tomorrow evening for another meeting of Carolyn Speaks the State of Her World. And in the meantime, stay safe, wear a mask, only go out when you have to, practice social distancing, only socialize with those immediate household, and remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night. Stay safe. See you tomorrow.